is Brian Rose from Yugi Bozo. I got one of my friends here, Braden. What did you play at the Columbus Regional?
I played a Tri-Brigade Sprite.
Tri-Brigade Sprite. How'd that go for you?
It wasn't awful. I decided to do something a little different. We'll get there when we get to the specific card. I'm definitely going to be making a lot of changes to it.
Now, I heard you beat this guy named Connor Snow.
Yeah, that was definitely the funnest.
That was definitely the highlight of the day.
Oh yeah, that was the W.
All right, man, let's get in this profile.
Starting off with hand traps, I ran the Gamma package. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't awful. I'm thinking about dropping it. It was just eh. Other than that, 3 Crow. I didn't have the Bestial cards, so I just picked the next best thing, which was the Crows, and they were pretty good. These, I'll probably keep these in.
So for your next ones, why don't we drop these for Bills?
Yeah, that's what we were discussing.
Yeah, I think that'd be a little bit better.
And then 2 Ashes. I mainly kept these in for like the roguish matchups, and in those matches it shined, but against like the Tier Shizu matches and everything, it didn't really hurt it. But that was it for the hand traps. Nothing too special. For the rest, for the sprites, I ran 3 blue, 3 jet, pretty basic, red and carrot. I didn't run pixies. I didn't think it was amazing, but it's just, I don't think it's that good.
It's not necessary.
It's not that, yeah, it's just.
Would you change any of the ratio?
I've thought about it. I thought about cutting 1 jet and 1 blue, but I haven't
tested enough.
Tested enough. Usually when I'm siding, I usually do side one of these out, and it doesn't hurt, so I thought about just doing that for the main deck, but we'll just see. For the Tri-Brigades, 2 Karis, you don't need more than 2. Some people play 3, but I don't think it's that good because it doesn't do anything on its own. So I just
gotta have 2 cards to kind of play it.
Yeah, exactly. 3 Kit, this is the best Tri-Brigade in here. I thought about cutting this to 2, but I don't know if I want to just because it's the best one.
That's the best Tri-Brigade, period.
Yeah, this is the best one because when it goes to graveyard, you just foolish. You always foolish the Nerval. 3 Fractal. This can be a 1-card starter depending on your hand. I thought about cutting this to 2. I was testing it at 2 earlier, and it played decent, but I feel like I just need to test a little bit more. And then 2 Nerval. You don't want to play this at 3 or 1 because if you open it, it sucks. I feel like 2 is mandatory. I don't think 3 is good.
More or less.
No. That's it for the Tri-Brigades. Nothing much I would change. Maybe 2 Fractal and maybe 2 Kit, but I think if I do any change, it'll just be 2
Fractal.
Just Fractal. This was the change I decided to make last minute, was to play 3 Nimble Beaver. My mistake of playing the Nimble package was not playing Angular, mainly because I didn't have it. This was alright without the Angular. It just wasn't great. It was just eh. But going forward, I will definitely be playing the Angular with it because in testing earlier, it was just way better. Going on to
the spells.
Going into the spells, 3 starter and then 1 smashers. You just
self-explanatory.
Yeah. This is your out to mine. I didn't see mine all day. Oh, well, I saw it once, but this answered it. 2 prosperities. You don't have a lot of draw in here, so I feel like if you open a subpar hand, you just start with this.
Make your unbricky hands as something playable.
Yeah. Keep in mind, you won't be able to draw off Fair G after you activate this.
You're welcome.
2 Tenki. I actually thought about trying this at 1. This card's not that great in here, in my opinion. I usually side these out a lot. It doesn't do anything. It searches, and I have baited hand traps with it because they think that's all I have, which don't ash this.
Well, if you cut the Fractal down the 2, that's your only target, I do believe.
It is.
So it's not worth keeping 2 in there.
No,
2 and 2 is not good.
Not at all. And then 1 call by. I think I'm going to take this out going forward. No one's really playing hand traps right now. And when I would play against the Tier Shizu matchups and I would use this, it didn't stop them in the slightest.
Yeah, they just shuffle back their target anyways.
Yeah, it didn't matter. For the traps, it was pretty simple. Just 3 Imperm and 1 Revolt. Definitely wouldn't want to play more than 1. 1's perfectly fine. Even if it gets banished or gets outed in any way, you can still keep going. But usually when you activate this, it's pretty much game, just depending on what they do. And 3 Imperm, I wouldn't change that. I like 3 Imperm.
Yeah. You can do either one you want to do next. Side deck?
Yeah. Going into the side, I played 3 Fenrir. This card was amazing, especially against Connor. This is what won me the match against Connor. He had the full tier Shizu board with a sprint, and he banished my other two, or whatever the tier Shizu cards do, whatever. Got rid of the other two, so I didn't search. I mean, so on my turn I just specialed it, win the battle phase, and he lost because of it.
One of those are mine.
Yeah, one of these is. He let me borrow them. Then he pulled a 4, so now I'm gonna try and get it off of him. 3 triple tactics talent. This card is really good right now, I think. I don't usually do the draw 2 too many times. It just depends on what's going on in the game state. But these 2 cards in combination is just really good. 3 evenly. This was an MVP. This card was just nuts. It's pretty self-explanatory. One card that I'm definitely probably going to take out because it wasn't very good at all was the 3 Dimension Grounds. It definitely slowed them down, the tier Shizus, because that's all this was really for. But
they just play on your turn. It's too late to set it up.
They're going to play on my turn anyway, so the card's not that great. If anything, I don't know what I'm going to take out for it yet, but definitely will take out something. Then the 2 D barriers, they're all right. When I signed them in, I didn't see them too much. And I think it was against Connor because I played a couple tier Shizus. I could be wrong. This shut down the turn completely because they can't fuse at all. I think this is better than this because they can't play. This is just going to play on my turn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it for the side. For the extra deck, I'll start with the Xyz first, mainly because I was playing 1 Arbinaru. I went into it 1 time, and it did nothing. I will not play this going forward. I'll be playing Sprint instead. Then I played 2 Gigantics. My original lineup before going into the regional was 1 Gigantic, 1 Sky Cavalry, and 1 Zeus. But after all, I tested a little bit with one of my friends, and it just wasn't great. It just
didn't do enough.
No, it didn't do enough. Without Downward, especially, because it doesn't give you 2 blow-ups, it just gives you 1. And they just kept going, so I was like, yeah, I don't want it. And 2 Gigantic actually came up a lot, so I just figured this was better. And this will be coming out, so it'll just be 2 Gigantic for the Xyz. And for the Lynx, I played 2 Elf. I thought about running 3, but I feel like 2's enough. You don't need 3.
Yeah, you don't need 3 for that.
1 Pick Knight. This card's really good. A lot of people forget that this summons back in the end phase. And what I would do a lot was I would have the whole setup, and then I'll have like red here, and then so after I would do the effect to Imperm and reduce to 0 with this little combo, when I would use red or carrot, I would always tribute the Pick Knight, so it would come back during the end phase, and people would always not know that's what it does because no one reads.
No one reads.
1 Double Dragon Lords. I love this card. It just helps them not extend because it reduces their monsters. 1 IP. This card was alright. I usually Prosperity this away, and if I opened the God Hand, I would be able to have this to go into Appaloosa if I needed to. 1 Fairjeet. You don't need more than 1. These are just self-explanatory. The Bearbrum, this draws you if you haven't activated Prosperity, and Bearbrum gets you your Revolt. 2 Omen. I don't think 2 Omen's necessary, but I feel like it is at the same time because if the first one gets outed, you always have the second one. I would Prosperity 1 away though a lot because there's not very many targets in here because the extra deck is so tight. 1 Apo because it's just Apo and that was your IP target to go into. Then 1 Trace Velgar just for your access code.
Also sets up OTKs.
Yeah, it's just your TK potential to close out the game. And that was the deck profile.
All right, well, I'll catch you later.